opportunity? Will it be good for them or not? Right? You all know that these days the prisons, they are rehabilitation centers. Means they want to change the person, right? So Colin Dexter here, he describes how all attempts of the prison, right, prison officers and the governors that failed to stop events from escaping of this prison, Oxford prison, right? And Evans frees himself. Okay, let me just show you the presentation, and through this you will get the introduction, right? Evans Tries an O Level is a story of a criminal named Evans. In the story, Colin Dexter shows how an individual is able to shake the entire police department with his cleverness and ingenuity, right? He was, yes, what happened? Tanya, first we are doing this thing now. So please go through with it, right? So in this story, he had shown that how an individual is able to shake the entire, police department. He is able to shake the entire police department with his cleverness and ingenuity, right? Evans is known the Break. Why he was known as Break? Do you know why he was known as the Break? Because Evans has escaped from the prison 3 times. He has escaped from the prison for 3 times, and that's why he is called Evans the Break by the police officials. Right? The way he plans his escape for the 4th time with the help of his friends outside the prison earns for him our secret admiration for his cleverness. No doubt, you will come to know that for the 4th time, how did he, plan to escape, right? How did he call his friends, right? Although he was not getting any letter, not a phone call, right? Still, the friends outside the jail premises, they were making such kind of plans to rescue him from the prison, right? And if you had gone this chapter in 11th grade, then you must have seen that once he was the star of the, Christmas parties, and he was very famous kind of personality, right? He did mimicry, and that's why people used to love him. And he was the star of the parties even, right? And this man, Evans, had a lot of friends, right? He used to help people, and this was a kind of kleptomaniac disease in him. Kleptomaniac means who used to steal the things just out of the disease. He was in the habit of stealing the things, right? But in his own personality, he was a kind of true hero rather than a thief. That was just his disease. That's why he used to steal and then go to the jail and then, have a rescue out of it. Okay. So this is not his, intention. Rather, it was a kind of disease in him. Okay. So Evans, if we talk about him, what kind of man? He is a criminal, no doubt, right? In Oxford prison he was, and he was very clever kind of person. He studied German. Evening classes were started for him because he wanted to give German O-level test. As the chapter indicates, Evans tries an O-level. What is this? The O-level is, for German language. He wanted to learn this language. As I have told you, the prison cells, they are the rehabilitation centers. Uh, the prison officers, they give, or the government, they give a chance to change the person, right? They give the opportunity of learning, of, studying even. And they do certain work and they get, salary for it. And that salary goes to their family members, right? Why? So that they will be able to have, some money so that they can run their own livelihood. Okay. So in this manner, they try to transform this person. If he would be engaged in the prison, वो कहते हैं ना खाली दिमाग शैतान का घर होता है. अगर वो खाली रहेगा तो कुछ ना कुछ जो है इनह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज कर सकता है. So they give, prison persons or the culprits a chance to change, right? So everybody is engaged with some work. Okay. So this man wanted to go for German O-level test, and the governor had a temptation for German language. That's why he asked to the board of secretary to give him an opportunity to go for it. And evening classes were started in the prison for him. And a separate D wing was, you know, um, was set up for him to give the tests. And he was all alone, a single, person over here. And Stuart S. McClary, the invigilator, came over here to take the test. Like all these were his own traps, and he escaped from the prison, right? And how did he escape? That's what we have to come to know in this chapter, right? So he was the only one student, and the jail authorities arranged a teacher from a technical college. They arranged a teacher even for him, later known as original teacher, but one of Evan's friends. Although they took him as the teacher, but that was also his friend, right? And he was over here to make the plans only. That's the, thing, or the cleverness of this Evans. Evans wants to take O-level tests, no doubt. He wanted to go for it. And that was just his plan. Okay. It was not that he was, in a mood to acquire the knowledge. It was just to escape from the prison, right? And that's why the teacher who had come over here to teach him, that was also his friend. So Evans, keen to acquire academic qualification, O-level test in German. He showed that interest, that he wanted to gain the academic, qualification in O-level test in German. But that was a fake kind of thing. It was completely a fake, right? The governor conceded to his request and he accepted his request, arranged with the examination board to hold in the examination in Evans cell. And they arranged it in Evans cell, right? The examination was conducted, the teacher came over here to teach him, and all the, arrangements were made. A parson, uh, you know, priest kind of person, priest, right? Who used to give the sermons or the teachings at church. So his name was Stuart S. McClary. He was a reputed person, right? Priest as well as a minister. He came from Saint Mary Church. What was the name? Saint Mary Church, to be the invigilator, right? The man's name was S. McCleary or Stuart S. McCleary, right? So he was a parson from Saint Mary Church. He came over here as an invigilator, right? I hope it is clear up to this part. Now the governor, no doubt it was a tough time for him. He knew it that he had escaped for 3 times out of the prison, and this is for the 4th time, right? And he didn't want him to escape from here. All right. So the governor took a lot of precautions. He fears that events may try to escape. He knew it, that he could escape from the prison. So what did he do? Jackson, a senior prison officer, to search events cell. He appointed Jackson, right, a senior prison officer, to search out Evans' cell. Everything was taken out from his cell, whether it was a razor, whether it was a nail filer. Actually, Evans was in a habit of, cleaning himself, right? He used to shave himself every day. And moreover, clipping of the nails means keeping himself clean. That was his, a kind of habit. Although his clothes were dirty, फिल्दी क्लोथ्स पहने हुए, लेकिन अपने आप को क्लीन रखना और हाथों को क्लीन रखना, फेस क्लीन रखना, दैट वाज हिज हैबिट, राइट? सो सीनियर ऑफिसर ने उसको सारा चेकआउट किया सो दैट नथिंग कुड बी लेफ्ट इनसाइड द सेल, otherwise he could use the razor for killing that invigilator. Okay, so nothing found, spent 2 hours, removed nail, scissors and file. This is also here. He removed all those nail, scissors, right, razor and file as well. Another prison officer that was also appointed over here, his name was Stephens, right? Stephens came over here, who was, recently appointed. And he was set up over here to stay inside the cell till the examination, right? A microphone was also settled over here to listen to each and everything, right? So a microphone was also settled to have or to keep an eye on him, right? So in this manner, the governor took some certain precautions so that the examination could be done in a healthy manner, right? As well as Evans should not escape from the prison, because he had escaped for 3 times earlier, and this is for the 4th time. All right. So the governor was taking a lot of care. I believe till this part, you all are clear about it. Yes. Tell me, beta, is it clear? Is there any query till now so that I can proceed further? Yes, beta, tell me. Write in the chat box. Okay, clear. Everybody, no query? Very nice. If you have, then you can ask, beta. Good. Clear up to here? Nice. Harshita, Ankush, Madhur, Diya, Tanvi are saying these words. Where is the Anvi? Where are others? Anshuman? Anshuman? Yes. Okay. Harman? No doubt. Good. Good, Swati. Okay. Neha, what had happened? Now she is admitting in the class. Okay, fine. So here in the picture, you must be watching these two people, Jackson and Stephens, right? They are the two, sergeants or the police officers who were appointed on him, specially appointed on him, right? So half an hour before the examination, Jackson and Stephens visited Evans' cell. They visited Evans' cell, right? Evans was given a blade to shave himself, no doubt, as he was in the habit of cleaning himself. And, uh, you know, there was a kind of rivalry between Jackson and Evans also, as he was the culprit and Jackson was the police officer. So they had verbal talks also. Okay. But Jackson at this time, he was ready to accept each and everything as he was going for the exam. बच्चा जब एग्जाम के लिए जा रहा है तो ठीक है उसको मतलब ज्यादा डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना चाह रहा है so he was in a mood to say okay good luck to you and go for exam in this manner he uh, surpasses or conveys his wishes, right? Stephen takes the blade after the shave and no doubt he took out those blades so that he couldn't use them for any ill will during the exams, right? Yes, this is Ivan's hat. See the picture. Evans was wearing a filthy hat, right? Dirty kind of hat. He used to keep it every time on his head. Why? Actually, I must say, no doubt there are certain loopholes which were, done by the police officers. Otherwise, he must not have escaped. Jackson and Stephens, they were checking out each and everything. They were taking out each and everything. So why didn't they ask him to remove this hat? There were certain two reasons. Number one, what was that? He refused to remove it. First they asked, but he refused and considered it as lucky hat. He said, this is my lucky charm. I won't remove it. And I'm going for the test today. So how could I remove my lucky, hat? Right? Jackson said, okay, if it is your lucky charm, so keep it on your head. वरना होना क्या चाहिए था कि पुलिस ऑफिसर्स को उसको कहना चाहिए था that you should remove it. If they were taking out each and everything, why didn't they take it out? उसका रीजन क्या है? इसका भी एक रीजन था that why he was not in a mood to remove it. Actually, he had cut his long hair to impersonate the invigilator. This was his plan. He had got a haircut just like that person who was coming for taking the invigilator duty. Right? The identical haircut was taken up by Evans and he was hiding it inside his, hat. That's why he was not, in a mood to take out that hat. Okay. If hat would be removed, secret would be revealed. He knew it. If the hat would be removed, then definitely his secret would be revealed. That's why he said, no, it is my lucky charm. You should not remove it. So this is an important question. Giving the detail that why didn't he remove his cap or hat, right? So he was in a mood to impersonate the invigilator, right? जैसा उसने किया भी था बाद में कि वो invigilator के सभी because he was having everything in double, the coat, the collar, right? and the even the spectacles, one was he was wearing and one was in his pocket, right? Everything was doubled so that he could impersonate as McClary, and he could run away or escape from the prison, right? So that's what we have in this. So I believe up to this part you are very much clear, and the remaining one will take up in our next class, right? So be there, everybody, right? It's an important one, and you should not,